work. It's like
You kidding? You don't have to tell.
nobody wants to work.
Nobody
anymore.
wants to work anymore.
Everybody wants to get paid. Nobody wants to work.
Yeah.
Hey, welcome everybody to Hands On with DJ MV. Today we're at Lincoln Tech to talk about a couple of different things, and the first thing that we're going to discuss is a project that I actually purchased and acquired about a year ago. I was actually on vacation, and a guy hit me on Instagram and said, "Hey MV, I bought this house and there's cars in the garage and I don't know what to do with them." He sent me pictures of the cars. I sent it to my friends at Lincoln Tech, and Lincoln Tech said, "Grab them now." And that's what I did. One was a Pontiac GTO, the other was a Corvette, and a Honda motorcycle, and I got all three of them. Didn't know what I acquired, didn't know what they were worth, and when they got here, they told me that these cars were actually great deals and great cars. So, Lincoln Tech said, let's put them together. Let's get the students to help, and let's make these cars amazing. And we've been going through the process for actually learning how to do these cars. So every week or every 2 weeks, they give me updates, they show me what they do, and today is no different. Thank you for joining me today.
Thank you for having me.
How is everything, by the way? Nobody asked how you're doing, so I'd like to ask, how are you doing today?
We're doing good. We're doing real good today. We're here with you. We're working on your car.
Right.
So we're doing good.
So let's break it down. Let's start with the Pontiac GTO. So
Okay.
when you first seen this Pontiac GTO, what were your thoughts?
Amazing. Amazing that car was in the condition that it was in. The top is original and it's like new. For a car of that age and being it garaged for so long,
Right.
it had to have been in the dark. So I was amazed that car. Now the Corvette's a little different. The Corvette was a little bit rougher. It's still in great shape. To do the restoration though on that one is going to be a little bit more intense.
Okay.
But the GTO is going to be a fabulous car once it's done.
Well, let's talk about the GTO. Well, since it's been here for about a year, well, not necessarily a year, I got about 4 offers on that car. Like 4 people have offered to buy the car as is, the condition it is, just to have this car. So, what's the first step and what's the first process of getting the GTO working?
Okay. So the first process is obviously the engine. Car has to run. Engine has to turn. So getting this in, and we saw it. And by the way, I had some offers on it while it was here. I couldn't. Everybody who comes in here makes an offer on that car, and I said, well, I wish I was the owner of that car, but I can't do that. But no, the first thing was the engine. And at first the engine turned, but there was some issues and we didn't want to stay with that. So we want to start fresh. So which meant we had to remove the engine and tear it all down, get it cleaned up, get it checked, get the engine itself checked, which we sent it out because we couldn't do that process here, boiled, cleaned. And now we're actually in the process of reassembling the engine.
Got you. So now when it comes to it, it's not just the professors and teachers, it's also the students. So
Correct.
The students are actually involved in doing this, and how are they loving the Pontiac GTO?
Oh, they're just amazed. And today's technology is way beyond that, but they have to start old school. You have to have a starting point, and that makes a great starting point. And they love to get involved with their hands. They love doing it. I mean, our students are here not because they want to sit in a seat and push a pen. They're here because they're hands-on students.
And that's the coolest thing with Lincoln Tech is the students actually get a chance to be involved with not just some of the commercial brands that they have here, but also some cars that they would want to drive, that they would love, that they're actually going to see on the street and work on, which is some of the coolest things. So now you got the engine out, you're working on the engine and putting that back together. Now, we've seen the students working on, I guess, the brakes and all
Yep.
that. So what's going on with that?
Okay, so naturally you have to have brakes.
Of course.
Otherwise, something will stop you eventually.
Yeah.
But you need brakes. So what we're doing is we're disassembled all the brake system. Okay, we got the mechanical end of it done. All the hardware is new, the brakes, shoes, which stop the car. The next process is replacing all the hydraulic lines, which when you step your foot on the pedal, it applies pressure to the lines, which applies pressure to the shoes and stops the car. So we're not taking any chances, we're replacing everything. We are getting form-fitted lines right from California, actually. There's a manufacturer out there that makes specific lines for specific cars, all preformed. So that's the process in the brake system.
Now I have to ask. This is a question that doesn't have to do with the cars. What got you into loving cars the way that it is? It's like, I can come in and we'll talk for hours about cars and just the passion that you have. And all the professors here, what they have for cars, you can tell it's more than a job. Like, you can tell, I won't tell anybody, but if they made you work here for free, you would do it because you love it so much. So what gave you that passion of the cars?
This started, in my life, I started out in my early years, okay? And I loved taking things apart, no matter what it was. I remember as a child, my dad, we got a bicycle. First thing I did was take it apart. He wanted to kill me.
Sure, I'm sure.
He wanted to kill me. So, I had that passion. And all through school, I always used to love to build things and take things apart, see how they work, right? That was my mental vision. How does this work? I took my grandmother's cuckoo clock apart. She wanted to kill me.
I'm sure.
And then it got into, when I was a teenager, it got into cars. I mean, in the 70s, that's when I grew up, in the 70s, early 70s and 80s. And it was just, everything was about cars. Everybody was into it. And it's just something that grows on you. And you just have to love it. And in order to, and my whole career, I mean, I've been in the automotive industry probably every bit of 35, 40 years.
Got you.
I was a Lincoln Tech graduate. That's how much I loved it. And this is my alma mater. So, like you said, if they said do it for free, I'd probably do it for free.
Do it for free.
Without a doubt.
And I also have to ask, with things changing so much, right? Technology changes, it's electric cars. A lot of these things can tell you what's wrong. Why does a student have to know how to, quote unquote, get their hands dirty, right? I tell everybody all the time, as a DJ, yeah, you can know how the computer works in Serato, but if you don't know how a record feels, how to actually scratch, how to actually do it, you'll never really understand what DJing is about. So why is it so important that students get their hands dirty and understand the real mechanics and not just, plug your car up into a computer and the computer tells you what's wrong?
Well, the computer assists you. It doesn't tell you what's wrong. And you have to have a working knowledge of how the cars work. Whether it's an EV car or a standard internal combustion engine car, you have to have basic knowledge of how it works in order to be able to fix it.
Gotcha.
So, our students are not, they're hands-on learners, and that's what we cater to here.
All right, well, it's hands-on with DJ Envy. We're going to go actually to another room and see them doing some more work on this vehicle. Hopefully you guys are excited as I am as well. It's not just going to be about the Pontiac GTO. It's about all the cars and all the cool things that we'll learn about the cars. If you don't know, if I get an opportunity, I'm not going to lie, I'm going to go to Lincoln Tech and I'm going to graduate because there's things that I want to learn. And not just, no disrespect, not just automotive. The other day, my shower wouldn't go off and I couldn't figure out how to get the water off. I had to call a plumber. And I was thinking to myself, if I went to Lincoln Tech, I would know how to get the water off. But we'll be back. Don't go anywhere. Cool. You would have seen when the car first came in. When the car first came in, I've never seen so many professors help to get this car in. I mean, these guys were pushing this car in. So excited that you would think, I was like, wow, I must have something else. I mean, they were pushing the car and telling me what to do. And that's what made me even more excited, the fact that you guys that was your era. Those are your cars. Like, the 88 M3 E30s, that was my era.
That's right.
But these cars are your era, and the fact that you guys love it so much and so excited gives me so much joy to see this. And I'm super duper excited to see this car done.
this is actually where we put your transmission. This is a trainer. Set out of the way. This is a trainer. We actually bolted your transmission. And flip it on. Or actually, you can actually see reverse. You can actually see everything. Different speeds. Make sure that everything works. That's first, second, third, fourth. You can see the rotation gets faster. We got all the fluid for it. We have all the seals to reseal it all, and it's 100%.
Well, that was the transmission tester, so they actually put my transmission on here to make sure it works. And again, that was another edition of Hands On with DJ Envy. Thank you for your time, and I'm sure I'll see you in a couple
Very
of weeks.
welcome. Yes,
to
you
find
will,
out
sir.
more. And yeah, we'll go from there. Awesome.